We've just had Christmas, and for me it was quite an effort because I make up 180 cards each year, but it's a lot of fun too. So this year, this is my Christmas card. It's one that I got the idea from a friend of mine who allowed me to use the idea. I had to make this up myself, incidentally. I cut it out of good 200 GSM cardboard and then did the folds. So it's Santa Claus with these funny folds in it. And the idea is you have the instructions which tell you to tilt it once you've appreciated it, Santa, like this. And when you tilt it back to about there, Santa starts to change faces about there. And then when you tilt it the other way, he seems to smile, which is extraordinary. This way is a sad-looking Santa. Angry, no, just sad. This one, he cheers up enormously, and the mouth turns up for the edges, and it turns into a smile, just done by those folds. Extraordinary. So I went down quite well. I just wrote on the back, Happy Christmas, Happy New Year, here's instructions, and proceeded to hand out 180 of them. Amongst the ones that I received, there's always a handful I can't bear to throw away as we're packing up after the New Year. And this is one that I thought was a very clever one. It's a Japanese guy, Kofu Sato he's called. And he said, Happy New Year, and well, what's the year? What he specialises in having cards with funny designs on them, which when you fold them in a certain way and you've got to find out how to fold it, it suddenly makes sense. This one here, you fold that backwards like that, and you fold it up like that, and those two green bits suddenly form 2026. When you look like that, it's hard to see what they're actually going to make. But when you fold that back so it disappears, it reappears and exactly fits into 2026 this year. So that's why it's a New Year card, a very clever one. So I'm keeping that. This is a standard Christmas card. We've got a particularly elaborate and well-designed paper engineering, they call it, of central London, all bedecked for Christmas. Beautiful, isn't it? Lovely, 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 lovely card. There's always a Christmas tree in London. I think Norway has presented to us for years and years, which is decorated in Trafalgar Square next to Nelson's Column. And it looks just like... Anyway, that's the West End of London in a Christmas card. Particularly nice one, I think, so I couldn't bear to throw that away. There's a very nice optical illusion one, which a lady who's a professor down at Bristol University has improved on what was already quite a clever idea, but she's made it a better one, I think. So you've got two things here. One's quite dark and this is light. You open them up like this and you've got the same thing inside, but you've got a piece of card to go with it, this one here. And you're invited to put that in the middle like that and now judge, and you can see that those are exactly the same grey, depths of grey, the same. And yet when they come together like that, there's a clear black to white, white to black, and going in the middle, and that disappears completely on that. It's to make a broad cover piece there was a solution to making it work very well, but it appears in a lot of books on optical illusions, that one, so it's nice to see one, she's improved it to make it look much more stunning. And then there's an extraordinary one here. This is books. Let's put my glasses on for this one. Books you might think of buying at winter time because well, they're so bizarre. It was a card, there's the back of the card, but we've got things like Elf and Safety Manual and the Reindeer, Elk and Caribou Handbook, Know Your Snow, and the rest of it. Lovely titles of books that have been spotted, all with a winter or Christmas theme to them. So, wonderful thing to think of the people who go around writing books with so particular titles as those ones. They're amazing. Here's a couple here which I actually received last year, I think it was, and I keep taking them out because I like them so much. They're such clever ideas. The ones which move when you open them, I mean, this one here you can't see, it's just a big red blob in the middle. It turned up to be a close-up of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Ranger's front glowing nose, extraordinary. And when you open up this way, you see he's there with another of the team that's pulling the sledge to the sky, and there's Santa. And then it was signed by the people who sent it for a toy company. So that's a very, very nicely designed rotating card, I think they call them, which shows a very nice scene of Santa and the sleigh. Beautiful one. And the same company, I think, they have another department where they also make paper engineered cards, which are very, very well designed. So there's a little boy looking out, and when you open the windows and look outside, there's a snowman waiting to greet you. And there he is dancing with all his friends. And it goes back to that bit there where they can sign it from so-and-so and so-and-so, or such a firm. And it goes on very well indeed, but far too nice a card to throw away, so I'm keeping it. So cards I receive, out of 160 or so I receive, out of 180 I send, there's always about 3 or 4 which are really quite outstanding, and that's the ones I like to keep it in my collection. I hope you had a good number of cards yourself. New Year or Christmas, both.